Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Loom, seeing what's going on. I've updated our Fibonacci retracement levels because they were a little bit lower from yesterday when we last reviewed because the price continued to go much higher. And as I mentioned, careful shorting this coin right now. That narrative remains the same, but it might be coming closer to an end. And just to clarify too, a lot of folks asked me, where do we find this coin? If you go onto CoinMarketCap and search for Loom, it'll pull up a page that looks just like this. You scroll down to Loom Markets and you just select futures, for example, or perpetual. You'll be able to see all the exchanges available. Okay, so it's recently provided on Binance and Bybit. It's been on BingX for some time, or MEXC Global, I believe. But the bottom line here is that this coin is starting to take off, mainly because it's getting listed on a lot of different exchanges. And you got to know that does wear off eventually. Okay, so just a few days ago, I think right here on the 11th, for example, we got the price, it was listed on Bybit and Binance. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal for this coin. That's why you can see it shooting up here. Because again, on this exchange that we can see here on MEXC, we can see that the volume is still fairly low on this exchange, but other exchanges is much higher. Okay, so just kind of a heads up there so you know specifically why we're seeing this kind of play out here for this coin. Okay, so that said, if you're new to the channel, excuse me, I hope you are going to learn something here today. The whole point is to help you become a better trader, right? So if you want to become a better trader, essentially, you can jump on over to our cryptocash.tech website, join our premium group. I have private trading videos, as well as, of course, my signals that a lot of folks are taking some serious profits on. And if you kind of take a look over here at our premium group, you can see we took some healthy profits there from Render and PHB here. I believe that's Phoenix coin recently. Okay, so again, those were just some short trades for our swing trades there. We do offer day trades in a private community as well, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. Message me if you have any questions. I'm available on Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. All linked down below if you want to follow. So when it comes to this coin, though, let's quickly review the previous playout chart that I sent out here, right? Let's just go ahead and talk about yesterday's anticipation, right? So basically, Elliott Wave was telling us we could see the price pull back to 0.382, 0.5, or 0.618. Those are three common Fibonacci retracement levels. Well, the price continued to go much higher. And as I mentioned, you want to be careful shorting this coin. Okay? So please, just jumping right into a 20x short, not the best call. Okay. Now, you can still consider shorting this coin. You just got to have specific parameters in place. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. There is a little bit of liquidity at the higher levels here. It might get swept before it pulls back. Let's talk about the daytime frame first, okay? We are massively overextended here on the RSI. But if you look at its history here recently, again, this is basically on this exchange prior to being released on other exchanges, you can see here, specifically, we hit, almost 90 on the RSI. That was right here. Price barely pulled back and ramped up again. I believe it was listed on a few other exchanges there, and then a few more here as well. So keep in mind, every one of these pumps here is likely based on just this coin becoming much more available on other exchanges. Okay. So truth is this coin is taking off and doing very well. Volume is starting to increase on this exchange here and other exchanges too. So keep in mind that's what's keeping the price action so high. You can also see that RSI is extremely overbought right now. So in truth, this should come back down soon, right? Now, is that a guarantee? No, definitely not. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, you'll be able to see some kind of patterns that are forming here. So let's talk a little bit about kind of recently and how things worked out. So if you look at the current scenario, right, just hey, when the price action took off here recently, you saw this ascending type of wedge pattern here, or basically a bull flag, and then we're seeing a second one here as well. Okay, so you got to keep in mind these aren't perfect, but what's happening is you're starting to see a lot of candle wicks up, where it keeps trying to retest that level, and eventually it sweeps the shorts, and the shorts get wrecked, and the price goes higher. Okay, we're probably going to see a very similar scenario here too, with these large candle wicks to the top side. That leads me to believe that we're going to see the price action continue upwards. Okay, now again, you could argue the fact that with the large candle up and the candle body closing here, it's closing closer to where it opened, right? But not really. Every time it opens, it closes just a little bit higher each time. It's making a nice, healthy continuation pattern. Okay, so while we are overextended, yes, the probability of the price continuing higher is still great. Okay. Again, just keep that in mind. That's just kind of how certain coins work out. A couple of years ago, we saw a Crow coin doing the exact same thing. If you followed me then, you'd know that coin just continued to skyrocket. And a lot of it was this culmination of exchanges being offered and just popularity with with marketing. I'm not familiar with marketing on this coin, but I can tell you that it's definitely doing very well right now. So again, I'm leaning a little bit more towards a short in the relative near future, but I do feel like we might see one more liquidity sweep here. And let's talk about that actually. Let's just jump over the hourly. You can kind of see this area of liquidity here. It typically has been swept here with this most recent candle, so in truth, that could have been enough to push the price action down. So keep in mind this coin, while it has tremendous potential to continue to increase, it has been at this price point for quite a while. And if we take a look at the volume range, let's go ahead and see here and zoom out a little bit. The most amount of volume was accumulated here at about 19 cents. So a lot of times that 19-cent mark or that previous support level could be retested. In fact, if we take a quick look at the fair value gaps, we can kind of identify here. It's a little bit easier to see. If I remove the fibs, you can see here we got strong gap there, down from 21 cents upwards to about 24 and a half. And of course, the previous one, I don't know if we're necessarily going to have any luck getting these filled. I do think this initial one here could be very much a potential reality. Okay? So if you're going to start shorting, I would say have some tight targets along the way, but don't get super greedy and try to have a target all the way down here just because it's way high. Okay? While it could still come down there, it's going to take a lot to happen across multiple exchanges. Okay? So keep that in mind. That's kind of where we're at there. So overall, I'm still bullish on this coin. Do I feel like it's going to continue? Yes. I still feel also, too, though, that it's losing momentum, and we could very well see somewhat of a pullback here. So if we're going to take a look at the 4-hour, for example, I do think these Fibonacci retracement levels could very well still be realistic. So I'll put this on our playout chart here, through our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord as a playout chart, so you can kind of see these levels here for yourself. But it would make sense, though, because you look at those, when we look at the fair value gap is right here in this range. Okay, basically it's like right in this square. Coincidentally, 0.5, 0.382 are common retracement levels. We just need to know if this is the top or not. If this is the established top, then this Elliott wave should play out nicely to the downside. All right, so again, it's up to you. If you're going to short, or are you going to long? What are you thinking? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious to hear what you guys are thinking on coins like this. Are you going to consider waiting, or are you going to continue to try to force a short trade? I say that because some community members, actually one specifically, direct messaged me and said, "Hey man, I took a 20x short. I should have listened, and I'm sorry I didn't." And that's okay. It happens. Hopefully you were using low position size, so you didn't have too much damage there. But again, when shorting coins that are going like this, the best practice is to use low position size, low leverage. That's what we do as a community. In fact, all of our trades here, like these profits that we take, for example, they are trades that we take that have low position size, low leverage. So 120%, that was a 5x leverage trade. It could have been 480% on 20x, but we never truly know. That coin could have very well continued higher. But play it safe. That's the right way to go. And that's exactly how we do our trades ourselves. Again, as a community, that's just kind of what I lean a little bit more towards. If you're risk averse, I might be a good fit for you. Consider jumping on over there. Be happy to get to know you better. If nothing else, follow me on Discord, Telegram, or Twitter. Really appreciate you nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.